Welcome to this introduction to Brief Action Planning, or BAP for short, a module in the Question of Care work series. Our goal in this module is to introduce you to the BAP model and to show you how our clients are more likely to succeed if they can take an active part in planning their own care. Brief action planning is based on the principles and practice of motivational interviewing, with a particular emphasis on the spirit of motivational interviewing. By approaching our clients' circumstances from a place of compassion and respect, we can help them set goals for themselves that are measurable and attainable. Brief action planning may stand alone in an interaction or be preceded by a longer conversation. Some of the areas we will cover in this module include how BAP works within the spirit of motivational interviewing technique, specifically looking at the CAPE model of compassion, autonomy, partnership, and evocation. Establishing a scale of commitment using the SMART technique. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll skip ahead to a quick exercise in implementing the Brief Action Plan model. You are in a consultation with a client with whom you have established a rapport in previous sessions. Brief action planning begins when you pose the question, "Is there anything you would like to achieve in the next week or two?" Your client responds,
"I hate where I'm living. I'm tired of dealing with it. The neighborhood's rough and the neighbors are loud all the time. I'd like to move to a better place, but I don't know if that's even possible."
Because your client has highlighted an area they would like to deal with, but they don't seem entirely certain of how to proceed, the clinician can offer a behavioral menu. The behavioral menu allows you to offer some suggestions that might trigger the patient to discover their own ideas in moving forward. You begin by asking permission to share ideas. Asking permission respects the client and avoids putting yourself in the expert role. If permission is granted, you can offer several brief suggestions or ideas. In this example, you might say the following: "I have another client who decided to give themselves 2 hours a week to spend looking for a better place to live. Some people need other ideas to jumpstart their own thinking." Your client responds to the example you gave. They say,
"That would be great, but I don't even know what I can afford. Sometimes I think I can't even afford what I'm paying now."
With this response, your patient has identified a barrier to their goal. This is where SMART planning begins. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. You ask your client, "How might you go about determining your budget?" Your purpose is to elicit a commitment statement from your client, giving them authority over their own path to well-being. After a short discussion, your client has arrived at a commitment they are comfortable with.
"This week I'll figure out how much I can afford on rent by looking at what I can actually spend and where I could save."
In commitment statements, it's important that the language be definitive. As opposed to saying, "I could figure out my budget," your client has said they will figure it out. Definitive language indicates a greater likelihood of success. Now, you can ask your client to gauge their confidence in the success of their goal using a confidence scale. On a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 means not at all confident and 10 means you are very confident, how confident do you feel that you can carry out your plan?
Maybe a 5?
What could you do to change that 5 into a 6?
I don't know. I could write a note and put it on the fridge.
It's important that the clinician not place expectations on the client regarding their confidence scale. The commitment is to themselves and not to the clinician. This will result in a greater likelihood of success. The final step in this process is to set a specific time to check back in to review how the plan has been going. This short excerpt from the Brief Action Planning module is part of a larger work series created by Question of Care. For more information, please visit our website.